The Book of the Damned, by Charles Hoyfort, Chapter 20g. My own prelates. I think that we're fished for. It may be that we're highly esteemed by super-epicures somewhere. It makes me more cheerful when I think that we may be of some use after all. I think that dragnets have often come down and have been mistaken for whirlwinds and waterspouts. Some accounts of seeming structure in whirlwinds and waterspouts are astonishing, and I have data that, in this book, I can't take up at all. Mysterious disappearances. I think we're fished for. But this is a little expression on the side. Relates to trespassers, has nothing to do with the subject that I shall take up at some other time, or our use to some other mode of seeming that has a legal right to us. Nature, Volume 33, page 137. Our Paris correspondent writes that in relation to the balloon which is said to have been seen over Bermuda in September, no ascent took place in France which can account for it. Last of August, not September. In the London Times, there is no mention of balloon ascents in Great Britain in the summer of 1885, but mention of 2 ascents in France. Both balloons had escaped. In later note, August 1885, it is said that these balloons had been sent up from fits of the 14th of July, 44 days before the observation in Bermuda. The aeronauts were Gower and Eloy. Gower's balloon was found floating on the ocean, but Eloy's balloon was not found. Upon the 17th of July it was reported by a sea captain, still in the air, still inflated. But this balloon of Eloy's was a small exhibition balloon, made for short ascents from fits and fairgrounds. In Law Nature, 1885 Volume 2, page 131, it is said that it was a very small balloon, incapable of remaining long in the air. As to contemporaneous ballooning in the United States, I find only one account. An ascent in Connecticut, July 29, 1885. Upon leaving this balloon, the aeronauts had pulled the ripcord, turning it inside out. New York Times, August 10, 1885. To the intermediatist, the accusation of anthropomorphism is meaningless. There is nothing in anything that is unique or positively different. We'd be materialists were it not quite as rational to express the material in terms of the immaterial as to express the immaterial in terms of the material. Oneness of allness in quasiness. I will engage to write the formula of any novel in psychochemic terms, or draw its graph in psychomechanic terms, or write, in romantic terms, the circumstances and sequences of any chemical or electric or magnetic reaction, or express any historic event in algebraic terms, or see Boole and Jevons for economic situations expressed algebraically. I think of the dominants as I think of persons, not meaning that they are real persons, not meaning that we are real persons. Or the old dominant and its jealousy, and its suppression of all things and thoughts that endangered its supremacy. In reading discussions of papers, by scientific societies, I have often noted how, when they approached forbidden, or irreconcilable, subjects, the discussions were thrown into confusion and ramification. It's as if scientific discussions have often been led astray, as if purposefully, as if by something directive, hovering over them. Of course I mean only the spirit of all development. Just so, in any embryo, cells that would tend to vary from the appearances of their area are compelled to correlate.